You should be good.
Call the meeting to order at 1:04. Do we have any minutes? I don't think she gave us any minutes from last meeting.
Um, I sent them in. Let me just go back quickly here.
It was very short. I know that. So.
It was very short. We had Eric with us from Entry Point, and they still hadn't had any word. Next steps would be that updates would come from Entry Point. There was nothing available. Jeff will reach out and get back to us next month, which was last month. The state gave the money to the incumbents, which we know. Talk to the Board of Finance to get into a cycle. Okay, so we had left it that we were going to talk to the Board of Finance and get into a cycle because the library and everything else with all the projects we had going on, the town doesn't have us up for any newer bonding until 2029, I think is what I heard at the public hearing.
Bonding is going to be way out for the town. Not just firehouse, but roads, everything else. So, all right. If there's no objections, we can approve the minutes if you want.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The big thing, how do we proceed? Entry Point, they're basically telling me there's no money coming out of the USDA for the foreseeable future. As we all know, it's just they're not going to spend any money on this type of stuff. So until we get any type of funding, it's pretty much we just sit here, basically, is all we're doing. Because we've done everything we possibly can do. We just have to get some funding. And the USDA was besides the state, was our next best opportunity to get money. And that's not going to happen. So I don't know if we go into some type of hiatus for a while or whatever, but if anybody else has any other opinions.
Well, I would, certainly recommend we maybe do these, every other month at this point. Like you say, we're stuck in a cycle. There's really no alternative. There's not a lot to discuss. We've promoted this, within the town as we can. And we're sort of at a standstill.
Yep.
I agree with Stan. I would like to continue to meet because I just feel like at any given point, things could shift. And we don't know what's going to happen with the political administration grant wise, et cetera, moving forward, even if the USDA does go back into action. But that's not the only alternative that there is out there. And there may be some other alternative sources that come along because the DEP is remaining so active in communicating, at least with us, even though they've shut their door to
us.
To us, to all municipalities.
Yes.
Yeah, but there may be some other entity that comes creeping along that says they'll sweep up the mess that the government left behind. We don't know. That could happen.
Yeah, and Entry Point is looking at other alternatives, but they've nothing solid yet. So yeah, I don't mind going on, every other month type of thing for the foreseeable future until all this dust settles at the federal level and everything else. But there's, according to Entry Point, USDA is basically not open for business right now.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Stan as well. And I think the USDA, I think, was our plan B. And I think that also requires a considerable investment that we just don't have or probably will get for the engineering studies and whatnot. I would be interested to see if we could band together as like a community and state. And I'm really frustrated that obviously, I think all of us are, that the incumbents got the money. And you have towns, it sounds like they're still trying to work through it. Is just to push government. I know there has been some people, but just an outcry of the towns like, listen, this is our money, and kind of work that I just.
Yeah, and you encourage municipalities to apply.
Right. I just have to be nice here. So I thought going through the application, but that was completely lopsided in any type of application you would fill out normally. So I I would like to see us push on them as well.
Mhm.
And I just don't know if we can get what we need, the requirements for USDA, if that's ever going to change. And push back if there's ever going to be money again too from the state if they gave it all away.
Yeah, I mean, according to Entry Point, our initial discussions with USDA before Trump got elected were very positive. They liked the concept, they liked the idea. They wanted a little more information, but it was positive.
Mhm.
And they said especially once Trump took office in January, it just completely shut down, and they're not open for business. Trump himself, has said he doesn't like the project. He wants Starlink everywhere.
You just said it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're not open for business with these types of projects right now. And I don't know if they ever will be while he's president. So that's where we are right now. And again, Entry Point is looking at other options, but nothing solid has come out of anything right now. I mean, if we yep.
No, I don't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, I mean, it's if we want to keep it as a municipal, I mean, Entry Point has said, we can go to a private investor, but that private investor is going to want profit and he's going to want to own the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so we are back to what we're trying to avoid in the first place is,
Right.
But they're looking at other options, but nothing has come through yet. Go ahead, Laura.
Well, my thought was, I mean, how beneficial would it be? I know that we've done the big push and gotten the community behind us to a great extent.
Mm-hmm.
If the community was to, I don't know, write an open letter to the DEP, not that that's going to change what's already happened, but it seems like there's a real disconnect between the needs that the town has and the money that was provided, not necessarily to our municipality, but to other municipalities, excluding a good proportion of our community. If we had gotten the grant, not our group, but the town had gotten the grant, they would give in the money to the Frontiers and the Comcasts and run the lines on the roads that already have the lines, and all of the houses that we keep promising service at would still be left in the dark. And I don't know how we can translate that argument of this inequity towards a greater maybe energy push. And I don't even know how helpful it would be, but it's really frustrating to know that it's cost prohibitive and some of us are so remote that service is not available. It's crazy.
Yes.
I realize I'm speaking to the choir. I'm not trying to.
No, I understand. It's just
way to sort of pick that energy up from the people who really need this and shove it in their face. Sorry, Bruce, I'm not going to be nice.
No, I mean, I have talked to other towns, and they voiced their displeasure with the state DEP too. But in our discussion with the director of this grant program at DEP, he basically came right out and said, one, you don't have a low-level engineering, and that's one of the major requirements for getting funding or a grant is to have a low-level engineering study. And two, Frontier and Comcast put in for grants too, and they have all this stuff. They have all their ducks in a row for the grant, so we're going to give it to them.
Yeah.
They even came out and said, "Oh, look, Frontier is going to be putting in a proposal for East Haddam." So basically telling us, why are you guys even trying? Just give it over to Frontier. So it's just, it was very frustrating discussion with him. Jeff Christensen was not very happy because you could see the writing on the wall. It's just, we're not giving money to municipalities.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And that was all there was to it. So and I don't know if they even have any more money for grants. I mean, most of all that money, if not all of it, was federal money.
Right.
And I think they've used just about all of it up. I don't think they're going to get any more. from the feds, so they may not even be issuing any more grants anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see grants any, overall in the near future. Then, like the emergency management grants, we're being told are probably not going to come through to the extent they have in the past to support the town. So when you see those things not coming through, you're definitely going to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's not just us, it's food banks, it's, all sorts of stuff, our museums, art, the arts, everything is being cut, slashed, and everybody's struggling to try to get any type of funding from anywhere right now. Not just from the federal government or the state government. So it's just really difficult circumstances, unfortunately.
The frustrating part is that Frontier's kind of gone on a hiatus with extending into areas. I don't know if they're waiting on the whole merger with Verizon.
Probably, yeah.
It was well over a year ago. I got a letter. A year ago, June, I got a letter saying we'll be in your neighborhood soon.
Yeah.
And I keep getting we're coming soon, but it's not happening.
I haven't seen any Frontier trucks at all, and I don't know. Verizon and them are merging supposedly. I think they got the go ahead or about to get the go ahead to do the merger. But ever since the merger was announced, Frontier kind of just shut down anyways.
Yep.
Last year when the whole possible merger was announced. So, I mean, I'll talk to Entry Point again next week in more depth and see where they're at. I haven't had a discussion with them since about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we'll see what they say. But yeah, I mean, if you go on a little bit of hiatus and do it every other month or something like that, because things can change and Entry Point may find some other funding source, but for now, we're kind of just in limbo right now.
Can we go ahead and change our schedule mid-season like this to every other month? It's posted.
Yeah, I'll contact Linda, but yeah, it should be no problem. Okay. I think you just got to notify Linda, and she can change the thing.
And as long as we stick to the dates posted, then they're regular meetings. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So Craig, even though we have some meetings that would then get canceled and then the following month would be a regular meeting, it's okay to make that change.
What you can do.
Here's Linda now.
I'm here. Just file a new schedule for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Okay.
And as long as you file it within 30 days, like anything after 30 days becomes now a regular meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Which we wouldn't need for 2 months anyway, so that's not an issue.
Okay.
Right. We cancel next month meeting and say, the following.
Right. So we have to just do the cancellations that are within the 30 days, but anything after 30 days, filing a new schedule becomes your new schedule.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll stop down one day then, Linda, and pick up the form.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Does anybody have anything else?
How about our list of 2,000 interested people, or maybe a quick email to them, giving them up to date? We may need that list someday in the future. Yeah,
I'll do an email to everybody telling them basically an update on where we are, that we're kind of in limbo, waiting for funding. And I'm probably do an article in the newspaper too, so people know. Okay, just keep advise people.
Yeah. Yeah, frustrating and disappointing. So sorry about this.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just bad timing. Really what it was bad timing.
I know. If it was just a few months earlier, we
could have maybe gotten the funding.
Half installed.
Yeah. But it is what it is. So anything else?
Can't think of anything.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Keep cool.
Yeah.
Keep cool in the summer.
Yeah.
See you in the fall.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.